This is going to be your 100% Shiny Wild Zone 2 guide. I'll be showing you all the tricks and methods you need to know to shiny hunt every single Pokemon here. If you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and make sure to check out the entire playlist of the shiny hunting guide. Now let's get you your Shiny Wild Zone 2 Pokemon. The Pokemon we'll be hunting in the zone are Magikarp, Patrat, Budew, Staryu at night, Kakuna, and Binacle. And the possible bonus Pokemon you can catch here are Alpha Trubbish, Ledyba, and Gastly. There is one fixed spot for Alpha Pokemon at all times on the right side when entering in the zone, and it could be Magikarp during the daytime and Staryu during the nighttime. For a full Shiny Dex completionist, you're gonna need 4 Magikarp, 1 male and 1 female, which both have different whisker colors, one being gold and one being white. While if you evolve them into Gyarados at level 20, the male and female will also have different whisker colors, one being white and the other one being red. Also, it mega evolves. You're gonna need 2 Patrat, one to keep as Patrat and one to evolve into Watchog at level 20. You'll need 5 Budew, one to keep as Budew and 2 Budew to evolve into Roselia with high friendship during the daytime, and there is a male and female difference between the two, and 2 Roselias to evolve into Roserade when exposed to a shiny stone, which also have male and female differences. You need 2 Staryu, one to keep as Staryu and one to evolve into Starmie when evolved with a water stone, and it also has a mega evolution. You'll need 2 Kakuna, one to keep as Kakuna and one to evolve into Budew, which also has a very green mega evolution. You'll need 2 from the Binacle line, one to keep as Binacle and one to evolve into Barbaracle at level 39, and this Pokemon has a brand new mega in this game. The shiny odds are 1 out of 4,096, and shiny odds with the shiny charm are 1 out of 1,024.38. All right, here we are at Wild Zone number 2, and the first thing we're gonna do is talk about the first method, which is the fast travel method. Now, what exactly is fast travel? For those who want to know, fast travel is basically going to be you fast traveling to the Wild Zone over and over again. And what fast traveling does is going to cycle spawns that are within 50 meters of where you are respawning into the zone over and over again. So exactly to explain this, we're going to be over here. We drop down a pin marker and we're going to walk in and we're going to see exactly what we can do with the fast traveling method. Now, there's going to be a Budew that spawns here, but that Budew runs away. Make sure you don't scare off that Budew because it could be shiny. Magikarp is going to give you +1 speed, as we discussed. That was not expected in my recording. Excuse me, guys, real quick. Just going to catch that real quick. Whoa! Where was I? And when you come over here, you can have 2 Magikarp just jump up over here. So that's 2 Magikarp that you also get. And check this out. You also get to shiny hunt this Alpha Pokemon right over there by doing the resets. How do we know we get to do that? Well, we don't even have to go into the zone to even see that Pokemon. So when we do a fast travel, just like this, you turn to your right, and what you're going to see is the Alpha Pokemon right over there. So you're shiny hunting the one static Alpha in the zone by just doing the fast travel method, but I'll talk about some other methods as well, because some people don't like to fast travel, and if you're playing on a Switch 1 or using the Switch 1 version on the Switch 2, it's a little bit slower than just using the Switch 2 upgrade on the Switch 2. That makes sense. Just be aware that that Magikarp is going to turn into a Staryu at nighttime. On top of that, some of the Magikarp spawns within the zone are also going to change to Staryu at nighttime. So that's the only difference between day and nighttime. Also, you may have noticed something on my desk that I just wanted to plug. This is a gift sent by the Pokemon Company. This is an official life-size Totodile. Legitimately, look how big it is. You can get this, you can get Tepig, and you can get Chikorita from the Pokémon Center website. They're all life-size, so check it out, PokemonCenter.com. Thank you, Pokemon, for gifting me this life-size Totodile, as it'll now live on my desk forever. I love this thing. This is the best starter. Now, let's talk about the method that compensates for the fast travel method, which is probably the best method to use when you want to really explore a zone and be very active on your controller, which is called the Run and Reset method. Now, Run and Reset method is simple. You walk into the zone and you're just literally going to run. So as you're running, you're spawning in everything in the zone, so you get to see all the Magikarp. You get to see this little Patrat over here. You get to see this Binacle over here. All the Pokemon on the right and left are spawned. We have an Alpha Budew there. Once you feel like you spawn enough Pokemon in the zone, you can just reset again. So that's pretty much my method of running in and out. So I'll see it, I'll go in. Just make sure that if you do have a shiny Budew, you save your game beforehand, because you don't want to lose that shiny. Even though the game saves the shiny for you, if that Pokemon does run away, it's gone if you didn't save it. So be very careful when it comes to that. And that's it. This is the Run and Reset method. Pretty simple, right? It's not hard to understand, and you can get yourself a ton of Pokemon. Now let's talk about another passive method in the game, which is called the bench reset method. Yes, there is a bench reset method, which is going to be this bench over here. And just to explain to everyone, the bench reset method is pretty simple. You approach the bench, you press A, and then it'll go to the next day or the night, depending on what time it is. All you have to do for this is put a rubber band in your controller like this, so your character's running towards the bench, and then you're going to spam the A button. That's going to cause you to be able to loop and do this over and over again, whatever you're doing, whether you're petting this Totodile over here, or you are watching a Netflix movie. On top of that, if you want to automate your bench reset method, you can grab an 8BitDo Pro 3 controller, which can program the bench reset right to this, and it does directional inputs and everything. That's why it's a macro controller that you can plug in anything into, and you could do the bench reset, or you could do any of the methods we talk about in this video. It's programmed on here, and we have an entire community dedicated to getting all the macros so you can download them and install them on your controller and run them in your game. It's a passive way of shiny hunting, but it's legal because it's using a controller. So if you're curious about the macros, our Discord community, or the Google Sheet, that'll all be in the description below, so go check it out. So when you do sleep on this bench, just like this, you know, nighttime's gonna come and you do your little macros or your auto A, or you could just passively play the game and hold down and press A, whatever floats your boat. We'll go through night and day cycles, and you can actually see the Staryu in this example over here. Let's see, bada bing, bada boom, and you have the Staryu right over there. So the alpha Pokemon are going to be able to be hunted from this bench at all times, and anything that's actually within 50 meters. So it could be some Pokemon within the zone as well. Let's talk about the next method, which is going to be the Run and Despawn method. Now, personally, I'm not too big of a fan of this one because it's going to involve you running around the entire zone, just like this. You're going to hold your controller and you're just going to go around the zone over and over and over again, which is a little annoying, but it's going to respawn in Pokemon and despawn in Pokemon that are within the 50-meter range. So that Staryu's most likely shifting now because we're way further than 50 meters. And this is one of those really passive methods that you could do if you want to just refresh everything if you don't prefer the run and reset. As you can see, there is a Kakuna right over there, so you don't want to miss that one because he's in the zone, and some people tend to ignore Kakuna. It is a requirement for alpha Pokemon to show up by catching every Pokemon in the zone, so you want to make sure to do that. And then we're going to come around and it's going to go happen over and over again. This is something you can macro if you if you choose to. I'm not sure if this is valuable for those people who want to grab everything in the zone, but it is a method, and that's why we do these videos. All right, that's why we talk about it. Speaking about Run and Despawn, there is another Run and Despawn method, and it's going to be located right over here on your map. So you look right here, and it's going to be climbing up these steps right over here. So you see that Staryu over there, right? There it is. Boom, 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 Staryu. We're going to climb up over here. And this is the pathway. So see where I am right now on the map. I'm towards the right of the Vert Plaza. So you see Staryu just like that. Staryu's facing there. All you have to do is just run over here and run back, and that's going to despawn it out, and you're going to get a new Alpha Staryu. Boom! That's another one because it's facing a different direction. That's all you have to do. So if you want to actively hunt the alpha Pokemon in the zone, so in daytime it would be Magikarp, and nighttime it would be the Staryu. That's all you have to do. See how it faced us again? It changed. That's a completely different spawn. So you can do this over and over again until you get yourself an alpha Pokemon. It's pretty passive. That one faced another direction. But I think it's a fun way to be active, right? Instead of doing all the macro stuff. But this can be macro too, which is pretty funny. But I like this method. It's cool, and it focuses just on the alpha Pokemon. So let me know down in the description below what shiny Pokemon you're going to be hunting in the zone. Which methods do you prefer? I will see you in the next video that you should click on the video on your screen for, because it's a shiny hunting one.